Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome to my channel Electronic Devices Analysis. So guys, as you know that we were end up with the DC analysis of the BJT. So therefore we will start a new topic of discussion, and that is the BJT AC analysis. In our today's lecture we will see the steps to apply on the AC analysis of the BJT and the circuit for the AC analysis and the basic thing which we will find in the AC analysis of the BJT. This lecture is most important lecture of AC analysis series because it is the base of the AC analysis. So guys, watch this video till the end and don't skip in between. So guys, let's start with our today's lecture. So guys, first of all we will take a region of operation of BJT, and that is the active region. Active region is also known as the linear region of BJT. If we apply an input of x of t, it will give us output of y of t. And if we apply input of x1 of t, it will give us output of y1 of t. And similarly, if we apply input of x2 of t, it will give us the output of y2 of t. In the active region, the superposition theorem is applicable. The superposition theorem is applicable in the active region. The superposition theorem says that if any circuit in which DC source or the AC source in a circuit is present and many more components are present such as resistor, capacitor or inductor, you can apply DC source first and AC source on the second, or you can analyze the circuit with AC source first or DC source later. And at the end, the output of DC and the output of AC sum will be equals to the total output of that circuit. And similarly is happen over there, because if we apply input of x1 of t, it will give us the output of y1 of t. If we apply input of x2 of t, it will give us output of y2 of t. So by sum of the outputs and by sum of the inputs, this will give us x of t, the total input is equals to the total output y of t. So therefore the superposition theorem is applicable in the active region or the linear region of the machine. So now come to our today's topic. First of all, we will make a circuit of voltage divider bias network, or you can take any circuit of BJT biasing such as fixed biasing or the emitter biasing. Here I will take a voltage divider bias circuit. Why I take the voltage divider bias circuit? Because in the voltage divider biasing, the Q point is much more stable as compared to the emitter biasing and as compared to the fixed biasing. This is plus VCC, RC, R1, R2 and RE. This will be the circuit of voltage divider biasing. So guys, now we will see some steps to apply AC analysis. So the first step is remove all the voltage or current sources. And here you can see that there is a voltage source present, and this voltage source is plus VCC, and it is look like as from negative to positive, this will be a positive VCC. So you can short it from this point to this point. So therefore we will remove the voltage source from there, and that point is now a ground point, not a VCC point. Second step is remove or short all the capacitors. Where are the capacitors in that circuit? Here are 3 capacitors are present at these locations in the AC analysis. Why we not take these capacitors in the DC analysis? Because you know that the formula of Xc will be equals to 1 over 2 pi Fc. In the DC analysis, the frequency will be equals to 0. So therefore 1 over 0 is equals to infinity. And so therefore the capacitors in the DC analysis are behaving like a open circuit. So therefore we will not take the capacitors in the DC analysis of the BJT. We take them in the AC analysis because the frequency has some value in the AC analysis. Let's take it as 50 Hz value, and you must take the value of the capacitor as much higher than the reactance of the capacitor is much low, or it is approximately equals to 0. And when it is approximately equals to 0, all of the capacitors are behaving like a short circuit. In the DC analysis it is infinity, so they are behaving like a open circuit, but in the AC analysis these are behaving like a short circuit. So this will be our second step. So the third step is see if any component of this circuit is affected by point 2. Point 2 is this: remove all of the capacitors from that circuit. By removing this capacitor, no component is affected. By removing this capacitor, no component is affected. And by removing this capacitor, one component is affected, and this component is this resistance RE. Because you know that if a current flowing from there, all of the current will flow from this capacitor branch, because now it is behaving like a short circuit wire and it has minimum resistance. So current always take path which has the minimum resistance side. So therefore no current will be flow from the RE branch. So therefore it is affected by the shorting of this capacitor. Now we name these capacitors, this as C1, this as C2, this as C3. The capacitor C1 and the capacitor C2 are called coupling capacitors. And the capacitor C3 is called as a bypass capacitor. This is very important MCQ which the teachers will ask in the university exams. And at the end, by applying all of the steps, now we will make the circuit for the AC analysis of the BJT. Here we will make it that this will be a transistor. Now this transistor has, from this side, on the base side there are two resistances present, and these resistances are R1 and the resistance R2. And here this voltage source is now a ground point, so therefore we will not take them. And on the collector side there will be a resistance present, and this resistance is RC. And on the emitter side this is absolutely ground because it is affected by the short circuiting of bypass capacitor. This will be a circuit. Now we will minimize it. After minimizing, the circuit will look like as this is RC, and these R1 and R2 are in parallel with each other, so R equivalent will be equals to R1 in parallel with R2. So therefore there will be a resistance, we make R equivalent. Now this will be a minimized circuit for the AC analysis of the BJT. So guys, now we will see that some important factors or some important parameters we find in AC analysis. In AC analysis, in the AC analysis, the some important factors are ZI, ZO, AV and the AI. ZI is input impedance, ZO is output impedance, AV is voltage gain, and AI is current gain. These are calculated from the AC analysis minimized circuit. From here you can find ZO, the output impedance, and here the output impedance will be equals to RC. And here you can see the input impedance, and input impedance will be equals to R equivalent. And here you can find the voltage gain or the current gain if the AC source is present over there and this AC source has any value. For example, we will take a AC source, it has 5 volt RMS and it will be changed into 1000 volt RMS or 2000 volt RMS, then it will be a BJT as an amplifier, or it is amplifies that signal. We will find the voltage gain and current gain if the AC source is present. So guys, that's all for today. If you like our video, then press on like button and subscribe our channel for more updates.